Grand Rising, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever, wherever you are, welcome to Awakened Abundance, your go-to channel for abundance, success, law of attraction, or personal development content. If you're new to the channel, feel free to look around, have a good browse, check out some of our previous content. You're more than welcome to subscribe, like, even share the video. And of course, to our subscribers, much love and gratitude to you all. Thanks for your support. Really appreciate that. So before moving on, let's just get that due diligence out of the way. This content is for information and entertainment purposes. Shouldn't be taken as any kind of legal or professional advice. We're just simply students of life, learning and sharing our thoughts and experiences as we make our way on our journey. Now, with that out of the way, let's just get to the source. Today's topic, the power of perseverance. Yeah, we're going in. Now, the word perseverance on the surface, you might hear that, I certainly did, and be a little bit put off by that word initially. I'll admit that when this theme occurred to me, I began to think of words that I associated with perseverance, and I thought of words like struggle, patience, difficulty. Then I actually read a definition, got a little bit curious. I went on dictionary.com, read the definition, and it states this: perseverance, to persist in anything undertaken, maintain purpose in spite of difficulty, obstacles, or discouragement, continue steadfastly. I read that definition while I was preparing for this discussion, and it moved me on an emotional level. I mean, it carried an energy to it, really quite profound, and it just was very clear that you don't let go of the vision regardless of what's in front of you. And then I started thinking about like potential possibilities for anyone, everyone, for anybody who moves through life with that kind of attitude, that sort of mindset. There's a book called Think and Grow Rich. It's written by an American author. He was quite big on self-help. His name was Napoleon Hill. This book, Think and Grow Rich, promotes an idea, a series of ideas really, but I'm going to talk about a few. So it talks about having a burning desire to achieve our goal. In the book, he also talks about the benefits of having a definiteness of purpose. And although he doesn't use the word perseverance, he talks about persistence being one of the 13 steps required for success. For those not familiar with Hill's work, Think and Grow Rich is highly regarded in the world of self-improvement. Coaches such as the late, great Bob Proctor passed away last year. Rest in peace, Bob. He promoted this book and basically cited it as one of the most motivational books in his library, and explained through his seminars that he continues to read the book over and over again, saying that basically each time you read it, it's like you get a new level of understanding in terms of what it is to be successful. Another personal development coach who I really enjoy also passed away now. His name's Jim Rohn. He proposed that in life we must face one of two pains: the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. He then goes on to cite that the pain of discipline weighs ounces, whereas the pain of regret weighs tons. Think about that. I thought that was deep. Pain of regret weighs tons. I'm not quite sure why it is, but when I think of perseverance, I often think of farmers. I think of the labour that's required to produce a successful harvest. And then I found myself thinking, what would happen without their continued efforts? What would happen if they just decided to fail, like they failed to continue with persevering through the labour and the challenges that's required? And I think the answer is quite obvious. I don't even think I need to spell it out. If farmers did not go through what's required, they would not reap the harvest. So let's make this a bit more relatable. I mean, we're not all farmers. Shout out to the farmers, big respect, by the way, sitting there farming. So let's make this something that's more relatable in 2023. Let's consider what happens to an athlete who doesn't persevere with their training, or individuals who have that gym membership but either don't go to the gym, or they go and they're just not really taking their training program seriously. Or how about the person that's got a business idea, that they have a burning desire for that idea, they really believe in that idea, but they don't persevere and push forward with the idea, with the mindset of doing whatever it takes to make it happen. In fact, let's take any goal that's important and factor in what happens without perseverance. I often think of Thomas Edison, who's generally regarded to be the inventor of the light bulb. It's said that he failed many, many times before achieving his goal. And I've done a couple of Google searches on how many times Edison actually failed. And the numbers are variable. And going on the more conservative side, it's said that Edison failed at least 1,000 times. It's quite interesting because there was an interview where Thomas Edison actually said that he never failed at all. He just found many, many ways that did not work. But ultimately, these all led to his success. So even when he wasn't getting the results that he was aiming for, he never regarded any of them as failure. How interesting is that as a mindset? But imagine that, 1,000 times trying something and not getting the outcome that you desire. Imagine having a belief so deep that you're prepared to try 1,000 times and still not stop, because some records say that he failed 2,000, some say 5, some even say 10,000 times, which sounds extraordinary. But to be honest with you, failing 1,000 times sounds extraordinary. But there you go. Something else occurred to me quite recently while thinking about what it is to be successful, like how successful people become successful. And I began to consider that we often look at those who achieve, be it happiness, health, financial riches, but one of the things that we don't always consider is, or too mindful of, is the pain that is required for them to arrive at where they are today. Now, it's so easy to look at the exceptions, isn't it? Because it's, people oftentimes will talk about people who have achieved something and make up stories as to how they got there. Assumptions, really, like, oh, if that person's rich, they probably ripped off loads of people or done drugs or done crime or done something negative in order to get there, rather than consider that the likelihood is that they had to put in effort, hard work, persevere to get there. I mean, like, we look at celebrities, we look at millionaires, billionaires. I mean, take anybody who's achieved extraordinary things, or anybody that's achieved anything, and then just take away that element of perseverance. I think it's hard to debate that without perseverance, all of these people, not only wouldn't they have their results, we wouldn't even know their names. These people are where they are because they achieved something which is not deemed as normal, and the likelihood is they got there through perseverance, among a range of other things. I mean, sometimes you require a bit of luck. There's no two ways about that, and that's a different conversation. So, although it's not a fun word, and even though perseverance feels like it's more in the camp of being that pain of discipline, Napoleon Hill refers to it as persistence. And I would say that Napoleon Hill is a good authority, seeing that his book has allegedly created many, many millionaires and billionaires. So I suppose in the face of all of this, my question to whoever is listening, as well as a reminder to myself, is this: are we dealing with the pain of regret that weighs tons? Or are we being brave and embracing and taking on the pain of discipline, which by comparison weighs so much lighter on the mind, the body and the heart? I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to listen today. This is Awakened Abundance. Feel free to drop some comments. Love to engage with people and hear people's thoughts on this content that we're putting out. It helps us grow as a channel. And looking forward to bringing you some more content. Have a wonderful day and an even better week. Thank you.